How to sleep better and coaching your clients to better sleep. That's the topic of this video. As coaches, we know the importance of sleep, but how to get better sleep is actually often a mysterious question. And if we don't learn much more about how sleep works, the real science behind it, and how we can support our clients in getting a better night's sleep, we often are left with the only idea of you have to sleep hygiene harder. So this is what this video is about, giving you the tools and giving you specific questions and simple practices so you can support your clients, but also give you the boundary of what you and your clients can actually do, and when you need to add somebody into the support in your client support team. This video was inspired by an article by Precision Nutrition, and the link is unten in the description, and an incredible interview I did with the leading sleep expert, Dr. Jennifer Martin. I added a link to her profile in the description as well. So when we talk about the real science and disrupted sleep patterns, it's often difficult to say what is actually real, how is it working, and what is normal and what is not normal. And also we struggle to build a specific coaching concept or action plan for our clients so they get better sleep. And this is what we will talk about in the next few minutes. My name is Robin. I'm a level 2 certified coach from Precision Nutrition, and I digest difficult topics in health and fitness so fitness professionals can give their clients better results and in the end build a sustainable and successful business. The goal with this video is to give you knowledge and insights into the real science behind sleep, and so you can feel confident supporting your clients getting a better night's sleep rest thingy, you know what I mean. Also, when do you need to add somebody into the support team of your client? I want to help you give your clients specific steps that are more than sleep hygiene harder, because that's often the only thing that we can do as coaches, and how to communicate effectively the importance of sleep. Because clients often say, I want to sleep better, but they rarely do specific things for it. And I want to give you some tools so you can help your clients be more consistent with their sleep. So first of all, we have to understand how sleep works. And Precision Nutrition's article was incredibly insightful for that. So if you want to dive really deep into this topic, check out the link in the description. Essentially, there are 3 steps, 3 processes that govern our sleep. First, there's the sleep drive. Think about it as fatigue that builds up. Just like training, when you continue to train, fatigue builds. When you wake up and when you are awake, fatigue builds up throughout the day. And when the sleep drive, when this fatigue reaches a certain point, our body wants to sleep. For adults, this is around 16 hours of being awake. Another process that's much more common is the idea of the circadian rhythm, the internal clock that lets us get sleepy in the evening and wakes us up in the morning. But there's much more to the circadian rhythm. For example, and that I found this very interesting in the article, is around midday, around lunch, when the circadian rhythm starts to slow down, is almost the same for a couple of hours. And this is the time where most of us feel this lunchtime sleepiness, this slugginess, this feeling tired in the middle of the day. And then it picks up again, and we have this evening high, especially for me, and you probably know this as well, around 6, 7, I feel very awake again. I can be very productive for a couple of hours again. And the interview with Dr. Martin was super interesting because she explained there are actually potential evolutionary benefits of being very active towards the end of the day. So the circadian rhythm picks up in the evening, and the sleep drive gets higher and higher. So they are competing for some time. At some point, the circadian rhythm drops, and the sleep drive takes over, and we fall asleep. So incredible graphics and a much more in-depth explanation in the article. But there's a third process. You probably have experienced this as well. And this process is stress and anxiety. So if you're worrying about the exam the next day, having an interview for a new job, meeting your first new client, or thinking about recording your first YouTube video, you're in your bed, you're trying to fall asleep, but your head is running all the time. This is the sleep process and the stress process that can interrupt both the sleep drive and the circadian rhythm. So you just lay wide awake in bed and feel like, I cannot sleep, I cannot sleep, I cannot sleep. In this whole discussion, a couple of things come up both from coaches and clients all the time. One is waking up during the night normal? And for me, it was fascinating and very comforting that Dr. Martin confirmed waking up during the night is normal. So waking up for a couple of seconds or a few minutes, turning around, maybe finding a new position, giving your partner a kiss or snuggle your favorite pet and falling back asleep is very normal. Most people don't even remember that they woke up. It becomes difficult when clients wake up and stay awake and do things, leave the bed, or struggle to fall back asleep again. And we will talk about this issue in a few minutes very specifically, and I will give you some concrete examples and action steps that you can try with your clients if they struggle with waking up frequently and staying awake. Another question when we talk about the sleep drive and the circadian rhythm is, should we nap or not nap? And I loved Dr. Martin's responses. Napping can be a great idea if we want to snack a little bit on the sleep drive. So if we want to reduce the sleep drive a little bit, feel a little bit more energized, then napping is totally fine. 20 minutes, a little rest, a little snack from the sleep time, awesome, and you can go ahead. It becomes difficult when napping becomes a solution for a bad night's sleep, because then it's not a quick, short nap. It's a long time during the day, and you eat away a lot of the sleep drive. So when it comes to the evening, you're wide awake because your sleep drive hasn't built up or is so little. So then you stay awake for a long time, and your actually sleep throughout the night is very little. So you need to nap again to feel rested, and then you can't sleep in the evening. So this is this cycle. So sleeping to rest a little bit, to feel a little bit more energized, to go through this little down in the middle of the day, perfect. But don't use napping as a way to make up for a bad night's sleep. One question came up when we did this interview from a couple of coaches was, what about sleep trackers? Are they helpful? And Dr. Martin had a very specific, very clear stance on that. Sleep trackers are awesome for accountability. So when clients want to build a consistent time when they go to sleep and when they want to wake up, for that sleep trackers are awesome. But they are very poor in their accuracy. So a band around your arm or your smartphone on the bed is very inadequate, is very poor at measuring if you have deep sleep and what position, in what point in the sleep cycle you are. And if you have number-driven clients, they sometimes wake up in the night to check did they had a good night's sleep? And then they have the full white and blue light from the smartphone, and they worry about, oh, I didn't get a good night's sleep, and then everything falls apart. They try to sleep better, but because they're measuring it so hard and the accuracy is so poor, they worry they didn't get enough sleep and how bad their day will be. So sleep trackers for accountability, awesome, to give them something to report to see that they are consistent, but don't read too much into the data of the sleep trackers because that's probably very inaccurate. And before we get to the concrete practical examples, let's talk about the way how we communicate with clients, the importance of sleep. And I often get the question of, how do I talk with clients about the importance? And this phrasing is very interesting for me because it assumes clients don't know the importance of sleep. Very few adults would say, I don't need sleep, and they have never experienced what it means to feel rested. There's something else going on that's preventing them from sleep, that is maybe more important in that moment than sleep. And this is where motivational interviewing is so incredibly helpful to understand what is not sleeping doing for them. So how they are using this time and why are they prioritizing this time instead of sleep or this activity. And if you want to dive really deeply into the art of coaching and motivation interviewing, I highly recommend Precision Nutrition's Level 2 certification, and I put a link in the description as well. But to give you a few pointers, one is understand what are they doing instead of sleep and why is that more important? And the other thing is, what's the purpose behind better sleep? Rarely people want to sleep just for the sleep's sake. They want to feel more rested in the morning. They want to be a more patient parent or partner. They want to get more work done. They want to feel awesome in the gym. Whatever it is, sleep always has a purpose for something else. So if you find this something else and you connect the bedtime routine with this, then behavior change with your clients becomes super, super easy. Because they know, if I do that, I will get this. And this is how we can get clients to sleep better. Because we highlight what they want and we give them a specific thing to do. It might not be easy for them to do, but it becomes easier because they know this thing leads to that and I want that. So this is very important to understand what is the purpose of better sleep and why are they prioritizing not sleeping? What is currently more important than that? If you can highlight these things and maybe put them in contrast to each other, what is more important, and let your client explore their ambivalence and resistance, you will be able to help your clients much more than telling them how sleep is healthy, how sleep makes them feel rested, and so on and so on, because they know all these things. Now, practical recommendations to better sleep. We need to start with 6 coaching questions, very important coaching questions. 1. How much sleep do your clients actually need? Roughly, as a good guideline, 7 to 9 hours. But how much do they really need? And a great way is to ask them, what is their natural routine during vacation? So when they don't have to wake up at a certain time and they don't need to fall asleep at a certain time, what is their natural rhythm they fall into? And when do they fall asleep? When do they wake up? And how much time is in between? This is the first important thing. You determine their sleeping need. Second thing is, when do they need to wake up consistently? Most of us and our clients need to wake up with an alarm because they need to go to school, to work, wake up their kids, do whatever they need. but they need to wake up at a certain time. Now, when you know their sleep needs and when they need to wake up consistently, you know when they need to go to bed. Very important. Sleep need, wake up time, when do they need to go to bed? From there, how can we make this a reality? And this is where coaches and clients often have this thing of, oh, I need to do more. I need to do this meditation and listen to this whales sings or birds songs, and do this and that and supplements and blah, 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 blah. And suddenly you try very, very hard to fall asleep. But sleep doesn't work when you try really, really hard. Sleep is something that happens naturally. So instead of trying more things and more meditations and more whatever, find ways that naturally relax your clients. So maybe it's being outside on their balcony enjoying the evening with a glass of warm tea. Maybe it's quality time with their kids, reading a bedtime story. Maybe going outside for a walk, taking a shower. Just whatever it is that naturally relaxes them and puts their mind off of all the things that need to happen. Allow them and give them the space to do these things. So they naturally calm down, feel relaxed, and then they can fall asleep. Because in the end, sleep comes first. So the end of the day is actually the beginning of the next day. So if we allow our clients and give our clients the tools so they can relax in the evening, find their own routine that relaxes them, they already are set up for the next day perfectly. With all that in mind, we can plan all the things, but what if our clients cannot do this consistently 6 out of 7 nights? It doesn't matter. If they can't do it consistently, it doesn't matter. So ask your clients, can you do this consistently 6 out of 7 weeks? Are you confident that you can do this on a scale from 0, not confident at all, and 10, totally confident? Are you a 9 or 10 on the scale? Because it doesn't matter what we plan if our clients are not consistent with this. If they don't feel consistent and if they don't feel confident, try to shrink the change. Maybe reduce the sleep that they get because that's easier for them. Maybe make the bedtime routine easier. Whatever it is that you can change, maybe it's not perfect, but it could still be an improvement and they can do it consistently. And from there, they can introduce more changes later. So you get at one point to a more optimal duration of sleep and a bedtime routine. And once you have figured this out, how much sleep they get, when they need to wake up, when they need to go to bed, how their bedtime routine looks, and they are confident with that bedtime routine, see how this all affects how this affects maybe their partner or their parents, their partner or their kids. Because most of us don't sleep alone or have most of us have other people in their household they maybe need to take care of. So maybe your client goes to bed earlier because they want to sleep. So can their partner be respectful and accommodate for that? When they get into the bedroom, they keep the light off and just go under the sheets and don't wake them up anymore. Or whatever it is, you need to discuss the new plan also with everyone in the household to see how it affects them and if there are maybe some negotiations necessary to make this plan work. We covered a lot so far. If you like the content so far, maybe you can consider pressing the like button or subscribe. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. I want to hear and see if you like this kind of content, if you want to see more of it. So let me know. Last but not least, very important, let's talk about specific coaching challenges. The first one I want to tackle is the client wakes up frequently in the night. We already learned this is pretty normal. Waking up is normal. It becomes more challenging when the client cannot fall asleep or wakes up and goes out of bed. And Dr. Martin shared something very interesting for me. Waking up is normal, but often a habit develops of checking something. So I wake up, and the first thing I do is check, do I need to pee? And they wake up, see, okay, yeah, I need to pee. So in their mind, I woke up because I need to pee. They go outside, get out of the bed, maybe turn on the light, and suddenly they develop this habit of going to pee in the middle of the night. Or they wake up, the first thing they check is, am I hungry? And they feel, yeah, I'm a little bit hungry, so they think, oh, I woke up because I'm hungry, and they go to the fridge, and they don't eat a little bit of broccoli, but they eat crackers, cereal, celery with peanut butter, whatever it is. Another option is they wake up and immediately they think, oh my God, I woke up. How late is it? They check their phone. Do I have enough sleep? And their mind is already racing with all the things that they need to do. So waking up is normal, but this habit that was established at some point of going to the toilet, going to the fridge, thinking about stuff, that keeps the client awake, and that can become problematic. So what can we do? With peeing, the first simple idea would be, don't drink so much in the evening. But they are thirsty. So a better approach is to check hydration throughout the day, and then stop drinking maybe the last hour of the day. So if they hydrate the whole day, but don't drink so much in the evening, then their urge in the night to go to the toilet will be less, and then maybe they can just wake up, relax, and then fall back to sleep. The same thing with hunger. If they eat consistently throughout the day with a solid meal, they can eat a little bit less maybe, or eat the same amount and don't feel too hungry. Or maybe they switch around and play a little bit more with a bigger dinner, so they are fuller for longer. So don't just look at the immediate time before the bed, but look at the full day. And with this waking up and the mind's racing, that's really when stress and anxiety comes in. Maybe they put a sheet of paper and a pen next to it and just write down everything that's on their mind. So as they make a list, they know everything that is on my mind right now is saved here. I have my brain dump, and tomorrow I can take care of it. Whatever helps them to get off, turn off their mind, relax a little bit, and feel confident that they can take on whatever is running through their mind. Next thing that is often a problem, especially with menopause and perimenopause clients, is sweating during the night. So heavy sweating, and then you're essentially lying in a wet bed. One option is to use a very absorbable beach towel and maybe an additional towel at the bed, so your clients can wipe their face and their body when they sweat a lot. Or they have new sheets ready already, so they just change without lighting on and change the sheets, and they have a dry bed again. It's very difficult for women because it's a time of change and struggle. So apart from these very practical tips, and then there's also an important mind shift that women are compassionate with themselves. They don't have control over these things, and they are difficult, but they are also temporal. So allowing your clients to be compassionate with themselves, that they are not so hard on themselves, because this time is so difficult is super, super important. They have their practical things that they can do to feel comfortable while sleeping, and also they can compassionate to be themselves to themselves. They can be compassionate to themselves, so they are not so hard and mean, and their head is racing and they are angry and cannot fall back to sleep. The next thing is me time, especially for parents or young parents. They need some time for themselves because they are parents all the time and doing all the things, but they need some time for themselves. One important thing that new parents can understand here is kids need more sleep. So if you help your clients that their kids get better sleep, they will win. They have a tremendous amount of additional time. And all the tips that I shared here, and there are all the tips that are in the link from Precision Nutrition about how to sleep better, apply to kids as well. So if your clients can help their kids sleep better, they have more time already. Then the next thing is setting realistic expectations. How much me time is realistic right now? Considering that this is a temporary thing. Because kids eventually will grow up, or if we want to or not. So what is realistic on me time, and how much can they maybe get done if they want to learn a new skill, learn something for their job, start a career, build their business, whatever it is. So what is realistic? And then, apart from all the sleep, how can you help them shift from efficiency, getting more things done, to effectiveness, getting the important things done? Because spending 1 hour on the really important things, feeling rested, you will get so much more progress than 4 hours of being busy on things. So helping their kids sleep better, realistic expectations, and switching to effectiveness instead of efficiency to see what are the big things that clients need to do to make progress in this me time. Shift workers is another common struggle for both coaches and clients. The first point is shift work really necessary? For some, it's absolutely necessary. Hospitals, doctors, nurses, they need to have night shifts. But maybe your client doesn't really need to work on putting Barbies together at night. Maybe there's another option. But when there's no option, then boundaries are super, super important. When your client comes from the night shift, help them, one, develop an environment of silence and darkness to imitate the night so they can fall asleep and stay asleep. Because remember, waking up during the night often is a function of the environment. Next thing is the family member need to respect this time. It's not kids knocking on the door all the time. Yeah, are you awake? Or coming off this shift and bringing kids to school. Try as much as possible to develop some kind of consistent bedtime routine and give them the additional time during the day in darkness and silence to allow as much rest as possible. Last but not least, stress and anxiety in general can be a big problem. If you think about the last couple of months, clients watching television, hearing about thousands of deaths, thousands of new infected people from COVID, and also the economy is going to hell and politics are doing whatever. It's no wonder that clients are lying awake, or that you are lying in bed wide awake thinking, oh my God, what's going to happen? So things like a brain dump, a sheet of paper where you make lists and comments and make sure everything that's on your mind is safe there can be super, super important. Meditation can be helpful, but it can also not. Let the client experiment with these things. And also let them do things that take their mind off of these. So reading through Instagram and news apps how horrible the world is, lying the smartphone next to their head and trying to sleep, is probably not a great approach for people that tend to worry a lot. So try to help them remove these things in the last hour before sleep so they can get their mind off them. They can make a brain dump, make lists and everything, so everything that's on their mind is saved here, so they can find a way to relax and worry a little less. That's it for today. I hope you liked it. If so, let me know by clicking the like button. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I will make sure to get to them. And if you want to, feel free to subscribe. It would mean a lot. And until we see each other again, have a great day, and thanks for watching.